Hey RWA fans, it's your Sweeper Guy here. How you doing? This is the Broom Closet. I'm here with Chris Taylor, my very first guest. I'm so honored. Dude, thank you so much for coming down.
Hey, thank you for my first opportunity to ever do an interview in a Broom Closet.
Yeah.
Just when you thought you saw it all, right?
Yeah, right. I don't get paid a whole lot. This is actually where I sleep.
I don't get paid a whole lot either. Not enough.
Well, you probably have a bed. I have this.
Sometimes, depending on where I fall asleep drunk.
Oh, okay. At least you can afford to get drunk. I can't. So anyway, we were talking to Chris about pretty much his RWA career from beginning to end, pretty much. So really, how did you start in the RWA? When did you come in? Because I unfortunately was not privileged to be here years ago.
Many years ago. It was about, at least 5 years ago. I had been doing multiple indie shows all over the country, and I ran into a guy who, for his first time up this way for quite some time, as we all know, Ryan Mitchell. Okay. And him and I had a match, and I mean, we had a beautiful match, magic, and we just hit it off both in the ring and outside the ring, and became best friends. And he goes, "Hey, why don't you come over to RWA and start wrestling?" And I said, "Well, absolutely." So I came over, and God, I'm trying to think what my first match was. It's been so long, a lot of drinks, a lot of hits to the head. But I've been here pretty much ever since, and it's been awesome.
Cool. So when you first came in, was that when the circle started, or when did the circle come around?
Well, the circle started many years ago. The circle started like 7-8 years ago with it started with myself and Ashton Hurst and Ryan Mitchell, Jim Miller's son James Ross. There was a crew of us that did a lot of traveling together. We started off as the Mint, and we did a lot of travel all across the country together as a stable, and eventually it transformed into what we call the Circle. And a lot of people call it, clicky, but it was actually not until I was injured, had to take some time off, that Ryan Mitchell and Ryan Edmonds brought it to RWA. And unfortunately, I was unable to be a part of it on the RWA shows. But it's something that's near and true to our heart, and we've had a lot of good times all over the country, doing the Circle, what the Circle does, going out there, tearing it up in the ring and tearing it up on town afterwards. So it's been a blast.
If you could bring the Circle back, would you?
Oh, absolutely. I don't think you could ever look at something as special as that and as special as that run and not sit there and go, "I'd like to do it again." I mean, it's one of the best parts of my entire, not only my life, but my career.
Oh, fantastic. So, what do you think your best match in the RWA has been? Your favorite, at least?
My favorite match I've ever had in RWA was back in 2012, I would say. 2012, Ryan Mitchell was getting ready to venture off potentially somewhere else, another organization. And I was also hurt, so I had to take some time off. And we both had a match here, and God, it was just magical. Like, everything went. The crowd loved it. We felt it. It was emotional. Everything you want in a wrestling match, it had. And I mean, we kicked the living hell out of each other. But God, it was. I've had a lot of matches with Ryan Mitchell. We had our feud, a short time ago. Some great matches there, and so we had some great matches, all around the country. But that particular match back in 2012, and I want to say it was 2012 again. My memory's not the best. There's been a lot of matches, but was one of my all-time favorites, period, ever. And I can't. He was a great competitor, in the ring, and his unfortunate retirement, put a stop to things. But I'll always remember that match probably most fondly.
Fantastic. Now, I've said this happened before I got to the RWA. I've seen clips of you two standing on top above the ticket stand, you flying off through a table. Why?
Because I tried to hit him with a move and he countered it. That's pretty much why. I figured, hey, we're up here. I'd like to drop him on his head. Well, he didn't like that idea, so he shoved me off of it. There just, for some strange reason, happened to be a table that I put there. I don't know. It seemed right at the time. And thank God the table broke my fall.
That was quite a throw he had. That was a long distance. I'm surprised he could throw you that far.
He was strong.
Yeah, it had to have been. right, so let's go with some more current events. You were unfortunately injured at the hands of the Fold, mainly the Mofo. So when that happened, what was pretty much when you're sitting on the shelf? What's going through your mind? Or what was you thinking?
What's going through my mind when I'm on the shelf? Well, let's put that into perspective. I mean, you do something like this for 15 years. You know, you've had a few injuries here and there, but they happen in the ring, and injuries happen. So anytime you're out and you're unable to do what you love and you do what you've dreamt about since a kid, it eats at you. It's gonna bother you being on the sidelines. But when it happens at the hands of somebody else and it's out of your control, when someone comes out and gets you from behind and takes you away from what you love and the people you love, being the RWA fans, for 8 months, that's going to eat at you more, because you can't sit there and say, oh, well, it was just an injury. That's bad enough. But whenever it's at somebody else's hands and it's a cheap shot and it's cheap tricks, that right there will eat at you more than the injury itself. And not only that, the injury happened. I'm sure you're going to hit on the suspension coming up, so I'll save that. But being that somebody comes at you and hits you from behind and takes you out, and you're jumped and you're beaten down, not only physically but emotionally, and it takes you away from something you've been doing for 15 years. It'll eat at you more mentally than it will anything, and it ate at me every single day. Wow. Especially seeing the complete destruction that the Fold caused in my absence and not being able to do anything about it.
Just imagined. You mentioned the suspension. We'll get to you came back, first time back after the RWA Championship. You win, which I'm sure that was a great moment right there, holding the title for a company that means so much to you.
And it felt like vindication, to be able to come back and win the championship. In my first match back after 8 months, and to see the crowd erupt and to have that feeling to be back on top right away was awesome. Yeah. Unfortunately, it was short-lived.
Right. Then, as you said, short-lived. Through shenanigans, I'd call it. They bring in a lawyer. You did this, you did that. You stripped of the title. So we go forward a little bit more. Now you're refereeing a match between Mofo and I think it was St. Andrews at the time. And through more shenanigans, next month, all of a sudden you're suspended because you interfered or put your hands on Mofo. And from my vantage point, I saw nothing. But yeah,
it's all smoke and mirrors. It's all loopholes, just as anything in the justice system is, or politics, or anything. Yeah. There's loopholes, and someone's always going to find a way. Unfortunately, I apparently put my hands on the Mofo during the match, which I didn't see except for maybe a few times. The fact of the matter is, unfortunately the document held up, and the suspension held, and I was away even longer, and so 8 months turned into where we're at now. We're working on 12 months now that I haven't been in an RWA ring competing, and again, that's insult to injury to insult. Not only was I injured, not only did they injure me, but that's right, they're going to add insult to it. And then you come back and you feel like you're back top your game, you're healthy, you're ready to go, and they add insult again with documents and it still, I'm getting angry. I can't even make sentences right now because my blood boils. But, hey, we are where we are now, and the suspension has been lifted, and I am officially back, and that was all being able to get inside the Mofo's head, where I'm at. And he broke, so now what? Now there's no hiding.
Right, and that was going to be my next point. Suspension's now lifted, which Mofo himself has lifted. Rumor has it he's not too happy with himself now.
Of course he's not.
He may actually boycott for a few months.
He likes to go on record and go on YouTube and poke fun at people and get out there and try to get in people's heads and his opponent's heads before he gets in the ring with them. And it probably works on those people. But the fact of the matter is, I turned the tables on him. I flipped the script on him. Now I'm in his head. So I got him in a moment of weakness to where he's like, you know what? I'm so angry. Lift the suspension. I know he's here. Bring him out. I came out. We tussled.
Oh yes, I was in the middle of that one.
We went all out. And you know what? There's no hiding anymore.
Right.
He brought me back. I'm reinstated. There's no hiding. And I'm coming for him. He's not going to know when. He's not going to know how. But I'm here back. I'm back. And guess what? I'm coming for him. He's just not going to know when.
So once you get rid of Mofo, it's just a foregone conclusion as far as I'm concerned.
Absolutely.
What's next for Chris Taylor?
Obviously, the RWA Championship. I mean, there is no other reason to be here other than to be the best. And for 15 years, especially in the Pittsburgh area, I have been considered one of the best. In every promotion that I've been in, I've been considered one of the best, and I've been at the top of every promotion in Pittsburgh, and including in RWA. So there is no other place to go except for the RWA Championship, and to reestablish myself as the best.
Fantastic. Chris Taylor, I want to thank you so much for coming to the first episode of the Broom Closet.
My pleasure.
It's been an absolute pleasure.
Next time, I would prefer some beer. Or some Jameson, a little glass of Jameson on the rocks would be awesome. But no, it's been a pleasure.
I'll do what I can, man. Thank you so much.
You got it.
All right, RWA is a sweeper guy. So we'll see you next time.